Hi, this is Darcia. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've been on here and given an update on how my shoulder and my life and all of that is going. It's been an eventful year, but to my shoulder, let's talk about that. So I am now 2 years and a couple of months past when I had my shoulder surgery, my second rotator cuff shoulder surgery. And I know that many of you guys have had a lot of comments and a lot of encouragement along the way, which I very much have appreciated. Lots of questions. How are you doing? And I know that when I had gone through, especially my second rotator cuff surgery, I was on YouTube and I saw some videos that people had gone through surgeries, and then I thought, well, where are they now? How are they a year later? How are they doing 2 years later? Are they recovered? Are they doing well? So hopefully all of you who have asked will watch this and get an update on that. So where I last had made a video and talked to you guys, it was about a year and a half ago. I can't believe that. And I mean, a lot is different now, and so that's great. And it's been actually really good for me to look back at the progress of my shoulder, because I think that as imminently after a shoulder surgery, we can track progress week by week. And then it kind of starts to be like every couple weeks we see that there's improvement, and then we kind of look like, at least this is my own journey, like every month I might say, okay, as of last month I have made improvement, and then it starts to get longer and longer. It's harder to see real improvement, and you've already made such strides. And so now at this point, looking back a year and a half ago when I touched base with you saying it had been almost a year since my surgery, at this point, I can say, looking back, I can see that I am in a different place. I'll just talk a little bit about that. So it was about Christmas time, 2021, and I was, decorating my Christmas tree and just kind of like putting ornaments on the tree. It was about when I was making that video. I noticed that it was a couple weeks after that it took me for my shoulder to stop kind of feeling sore, and I think that's where it was at. And even since then, lots of things that I would do like that, like if it was springtime and I'm out, like I'm here in my yard and I have a lot of trees, and I was like using the tree trimmers, I don't know, and making this motion, even though I didn't do the large branches, just because I don't feel like I have the strength to do that. Even the small ones, if I did that repetitive motion for too long or anything up, even if it's not heavy, I would definitely feel so sore for weeks afterward. I feel like that has improved greatly. That's the thing that I've really noticed, is that my stamina for those type of motions is greatly improved. An example is a couple weeks ago, I was out in my yard here and I was trimming trees for about an hour, and I noticed that I felt fine. And I was kind of sore, I was a little tired, but it didn't feel like it was my shoulder that was hurting me. It was just, I was tired because that was a lot of trimming. And so I think that is a huge improvement. I think that one of the things that I've noticed that is a difference over maybe a year ago is my ability to do like things like put my hands behind my head. So if I'm laying down and my hands are fully stretched out, I couldn't have done that. Even now I feel like there's a bit of a pull, but I can do it. So a stretch is okay, but it doesn't feel painful. Putting my hands behind my back, I can do so many things that, external or internal rotation, it doesn't really feel like there's a whole lot happening. I can open up a can opener. That motion was difficult, so difficult in the beginning, immediately post-op, even into several months, 6 months, 12 months after surgery. Very, very difficult to do. So I think all in all, at this point, there's most things that I can do. It's very few things that I feel like I cannot do. So the things that I am hesitant to do now is, if I were to go like water skiing or something where you're like, it's summertime. So here where I'm living in the Northern Hemisphere, and so like I don't want to be pulled and have that rip out of my hands. I don't want to mess with that, or something that I would be very afraid of falling. Like I've been bicycling, that's fine. But anything that I feel like I might fall, I still don't want to, I just don't, I want to be really careful with that. But that's not a lot of things. I recently went hiking in Washington State, Olympic National Park. We did like a 5-day hike. And I think initially, like several months after the surgery, just the constant, you're swinging your arms back and forth. It would have been so sore and painful for days afterwards, weeks afterwards. And this hike, it was fine. I didn't even notice that I had any issues. So I think that's kind of the long and the short of it, is it's very minimal. I will say that for months and months after, and I still do occasionally go and see a chiropractor, just making sure that, that, I don't know, that my spine or my shoulder blades or all of that feels like it's in alignment. Just kind of taking care of my posture, so to speak. And one thing that I definitely have not stopped doing since surgery, 2 years ago, is I go and I continue with my medical massage. So I went and started seeing a massage therapist right after. When I started physical therapy, I also started seeing a massage therapist he specializes in like medical massage. And I have continued seeing him. I don't go twice a week like I used to, but I will do like a maintenance once a month. And I have noticed that my shoulder blade is tighter. It wants to just stick down to my ribs, and so it causes like my posture to be kind of slouched a little bit on my right side, and so that kind of helps open it up and free up that area. So I found that that's been helpful. The nerve issues that I had for so long, and I found that I had a herniated disc somehow as part of the aftermath of surgery, maybe wearing the sling. I don't know how. That seems to have mostly settled down. I very seldom have, symptoms in my hand. Again, back to posture. If I can just keep my posture back, if I can sit up very nice and straight, keep my shoulders back. So if I'm typing or doing things like at the desk, I try to just move my posture around and not just stay in one position a lot. So that means, getting up and getting water a lot, or, taking a quick walk around the block or whatever, which is healthy to do if you work in an office. So that is the long and the short of my shoulder. I'd say that the scarring that I have on my shoulder has been minimal. I had an arthroscopic, both of my shoulder surgeries were arthroscopic, but I did have new incisions each time. And so I have like 8 little holes on my shoulder, and those are very minimal. I don't even hardly see them. They don't itch. They don't bother me. They're completely healed. So I guess I would say chin up, keep going to everyone who is going through either the leading up to shoulder surgery, immediately after shoulder surgery, going through the physical therapy. Do the physical therapy. Do as much as your insurance will cover, or as you can afford. Do the massage if you can, if your insurance covers it. Whatever your plan might be, health savings account, whatever that looks like for you. I highly recommend those type of ongoing things, support, and then take it easy. I did not push myself. I still am hesitant to push myself with my shoulder. I don't do push-ups or anything aggressive like that. I just don't want to do anything to strain it. I am back to doing pretty much all of my hobbies. I paint, I play piano, which is, hand intensive. You're up painting or you're playing piano. Those I'm back to doing all of that like I ever would have beforehand with minimal, almost no issues at all. I don't even notice. My range of motion is incredible. I'm saying that, but I'm only saying it because the physical therapist and, my doctor said that. I don't know if in this view, you can see my range of motion, all the way up, all the way back. Look how far back I can go my shoulder. You can't even hardly see a difference between the two. And I do feel the tightness when I do it. I'm going to be very honest. It doesn't feel like this shoulder. This one I can just go up and I don't feel anything. This one, it just feels like a little tight. But the fact is I still have the range of motion and I still can do it. I go all the way up and the tightness is not the same as pain. So it just feels a little tight. And that's where I'm at. So thank you for watching. Just best wishes to you. Continue to, send comments. Watch my other videos, please, just because I feel like the ones about shoulder surgery, they are dealing with, the pinched nerve that I have, the recovery, the physical therapy, and the medications, all of the things regarding, surgery, specifically shoulder surgery, rotator cuff, all of that. It might give you hope. It might give you some inspiration. It might give you some ideas. So if it's helpful, that's what I hope for. And I really hope that whoever's watching that's going through some type of a surgery or helping somebody else, just best wishes for a speedy and complete recovery. And so have a great day, and I will see you in a future video, hopefully.